So last weekend, Aaron and I headed into the AZ zone. The gates just opened up, so we decided to get an early start and start investigating that area. So Aaron actually headed up late the night before I got up there, and he camped the night. Peaceful, he didn't hear anything. So I rolled in about 7:30 in the morning and got up there, jumped in the car, and started to head towards the main lake. But so much snow is still up there that the road was unpassable. And we didn't want to take a chance of getting stuck up there, so we decided to drive back to the campsite, which was 1 mile away. So we went back to camp and we were getting our gear all together because we were going to hike in, and we ended up hearing the best sounding Ohio howl I've ever heard, and it was coming from the direction of the AZ. And because our gear was all packed for us to go into the area, we didn't have our audio recorders running, no cameras running, nothing. So we missed the opportunity of capturing this vocal.
Damn, that was beautiful. That was deep.
Yeah.
First thought it might have been elk, but
The only thing that crossed my mind is another possibility. Could it have been a wolf?
yeah, pretty deep.
It seemed deep. Would be nice to have it on recorder so we could go back and listen.
This vocal happened at 8:25 a.m., which seems, really strange because you don't usually expect to hear a vocalization during the daytime like that. But it was a beautiful Ohio type howl. So that kind of jazzed us up. So we threw our packs on, we hiked in. Still a lot of snow in the area.
Wait. Thought I might have heard a knock. More like a crow.
We got some moose tracks. I'm sure once the snow really starts melting, these are going to expand and look like a Bigfoot track. Might take another week or so before it all melts. But we were going to go up one of the trails up there and deploy a long-term audio device up there. So as we were hiking, we came across a lot of wolf tracks, some really good size tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, roll it.
And we were, quite high up in elevation, and found a nice spot to deploy an audio recorder. And that's when we realized that we were completely covered in ticks. Freaking ticks, freaking ticks. So this little hiking trip turned into a tick fest. I've already pulled off probably over 50 ticks off of me already. Now my skin's just crawling. Aaron had a bunch of them on him as well. But yeah. By the time I got done pulling them all off of me, I probably had about 50 of them on me. Super bad tick season this year. So we hike back down, get back to camp, and later that evening we started hearing some possible vocalizations way off in the distance though. Okay, I just heard what sounded like a knock from that direction. So at 8:25 a.m., Aaron and I heard a Ohio type howl come from the direction of the lake. So it is now 5:30 p.m. and about 20 minutes ago there was this loud bang sound. I don't know, it didn't sound like a gunshot coming from the direction of the lake. And then a few minutes later there was a couple distant knocks in the same direction. And there was a faint vocal in this direction, but I can't rule out, a possible owl or something. But I definitely just heard a knock in that direction. And it's only 5:30 p.m. This place does not disappoint. Started a fire, we're just hanging out, and we kept hearing on occasion a vocalization way off. It was way off. But then I think about 6:30, 7, somewhere like that, 50 plus years around the sun, YouTube channel. The husband and wife, they came out, joined us around the campfire, and we just hung out, talked, and got to know each other a little better.
Yeah, we try to keep a positive mindset and just, not be threatening. And
Yeah.
You're saying that you had the experience of underneath
hand.
your,
Yeah.
okay, if I were to have that encounter, I would be sitting here with a different story to tell.
Well, but on the other hand, I think about it, what was that? I mean, it wasn't, it's kind of like saying, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it even a communication? Or was it just, I wonder if you got any food in there? I
Yeah.
mean, it may not have been, like we can read things into it, and we don't really know what's behind it.
We were up at Devil's Hill, and I was camping out there by myself, and I texted him, I was like, hey, I'm up here, and he's like, yeah, I'll come out. Came out, 10, 11 o'clock
Yeah,
that night.
I often roll up pretty late.
And I was chilling in my car, just wanted to sleep in my car, and on my audio recorder, something came through and broke a tree and was tossing stuff all over the place. I never heard it, but then we get a big old fire going, and he's like, "I got a great technique," and he starts mouthing off to whatever might be out in the woods, and something throws. I'm assuming a rock or something. It hits the tree that he's standing next to, and the whole tree just was like.
You had an experience.
Yeah.
Good technique.
It worked the one time.
It worked.
A little bit of liquid courage.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Liquid stupidity, perhaps.
Mhm.
Oh.
But that night, we went to sleep. Audio was running. Something walked into our camp. I usually have a motion sensor light on top of my car, and it was just going off like crazy. I just figured, wind, tree branches.
Tree branches, yep.
And but on the audio recorder, something walks in and is standing next to my car for about 6 hours.
What?
And you could hear it breathing and all that stuff, and it just stood there. And he ended up getting up in the middle of the night to relieve himself, and you can hear the body weight shift watching him.
Oh,
And then
wow.
it walked off right before dawn, but it stayed there for like 6 hours. I just sat there for 6 hours listening to my audio in real time. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me.
Something is outside my vehicle, breathing, and you can hear it shifting
Yeah.
around.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And a bear wouldn't do.
No.
No.
They don't have that long of a interest in something.
Come to think of it, that's the same place where something pushed my van.
Yeah.
It may have recognized my van
Right?
because I was still using the same van at that time.
Well, you were awful mouthy that night too. So.
I was, yeah. It could have been mad at me still.
Picking a fight.
What did I say? Something. I think I said, "Oh, Sasquatch think they're so tough."
Oh, man.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I do think they're real sneaky.
Yeah. I think so.
And while we were all sitting around the campfire, all four of us heard a vocalization. Now, we weren't sure what direction it was coming from. We heard it coming from the AZ, but we also heard a vocal like coming from the opposite direction. So we weren't sure if it was like two individuals responding to each other, but we all heard it. And it was an interesting vocal.
You and I heard it. Did you hear it?
You know which direction? I thought it was that last one.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was two or one.
To me, it sounded like two.
Yeah, I was thinking back here, but then I wasn't sure if there was a second one over this way, but it did sound like two. Yeah, we're game.
So what'd you guys hear?
Ooh. Ooh.
From that way, right?
To me, it was coming from. I was facing that way. It was behind me.
But did you guys hear anything that way?
I thought I heard
I did.
something there, and I thought I heard something this way as well. There were two sounds, and it did seem like it was from two directions, I think. Yeah.
7.
A little after.
How long? Maybe some of us should walk and some of us should stay here.
Nice. So we may have heard a couple vocalizations, one in that direction that Pops and Aaron are walking in, and another one behind us. So they're going to go scout down and see if they hear anything. Come on, one more.
Did you hear it?
No, I didn't actually.
Similar to the previous sound.
Okay.
To me, it sounded further back up the ridge.
Yeah.
There's no roads that you can get up there right now, are there? I think they got bored with us.
Well, it's interesting that we heard the howl when a new car came in.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other ones were kind of a response to his
Yeah, hard to know.
within a few minutes.
So you might get something that's worth driving out.
Yeah, good call. We'll have to listen closely.
Yeah, let's see, what else? Probably around 9, 10 o'clock. We did hear some distant wolf howls. We could definitely tell those were wolves. But earlier vocalizations, we weren't too sure about. I mean, they were squatchy sounding, but can't be for certain. There was a group of people that came up into our campsite. They ended up getting their car stuck in the snow.
We need some help getting our car out of the snow up there.
Oh, okay.
If you're able to. If you're able to. Because there's some snow up that way.
And we got stuck.
Oh, okay.
I know you.
No, you
You're
don't.
the best man.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes, yes.
I love you. No, you have no idea. Like, I watch everything about Bigfoot. Yeah, no.
Oh, cool.
Me and my other half has actually had encounters. A Bigfoot encounter.
So we hiked down about a mile in, tried digging them out, trying to get them out, unstuck, but we couldn't do that. So Aaron volunteered to drive them back into town, into Kettle Falls, so they can get a tow truck and all that. And Aaron eventually just, went home. I stayed the night up there, and I slept in my vehicle, and it seemed pretty quiet, but right when Aaron was loading up this family to take them back into town, I swore there was a rock thrown into our campsite, but couldn't be for sure. I mean, something literally landed near my tent. But so after they all left, I hung out for about maybe 45 minutes. I was pretty tired, so I crashed. Had an audio recorder running all day long in our camp, and caught some interesting vocalizations around 3 o'clock in the morning. So I haven't listened to them.